We just got brand new designs for all the characters. Some of them look like totally different people, while others look a bit concerning. I'm not exaggerating when I say that season 6 is like a brand new show, because you'll definitely be impressed with how detailed these new designs get. I'm going to be looking at specific detail changes for each character. We're going to see how well they compare to their originals and if they improved or not. I'm going to rate them based off how unique the design is and if it represents the character well. Let's get into it first with Marinette. I'm so impressed with how different they were able to keep Marinette's design from Ladybug's. Both designs are impressive, yet stand out on their own despite being worn by the same character. Her color scheme is the same with pinks and grays and shiny blue hair. Other similarities consist of rolled up sleeves and pant bottoms. These sleeves have polka dots on the inside, demonstrating her secret identity as Ladybug underneath. A very cool detail to include. Instead of keeping her pink pants, they opted for pink shorts and gave Marinette dark stockings to complement the other grays. This keeps the visual pattern consistent, whereas before we had the gray half and then we had the pink half. This is why her pink shoes matches her pants and has less detail than before. They switched out her floral shirt for a clean white one, but they still kept the pink flowers by moving them to her shoulder to act more as a brooch. While the outfit is amazing, her new character model was more or less ruined. I know this is still widely debated. I'm not going to talk about the animation in this video, but the character models do need to be considered. Marinette's face no longer looks like Marinette at all. If you remove the hair and outfit, you'd never be able to guess who this was supposed to be, unlike the previous model. I think they wanted to go with more anime design to compete with anime's rising popularity because they did this with a lot of characters. The new animation is amazing, but they need to bring back Marinette's face. Marinette's outfit is outstanding and perfect, but her face change is gonna bring down her rating. Sadly, it's gonna be a 9 out of 10. Still, it's almost a perfect score. Just like Cat Noir's design that I talked about in a previous video, Adrien's outfit has hardly changed at all. He's still sporting the white overshirt and black design t-shirt. His jeans have also stayed consistent. Like Marinette, Adrien's outfit also hints at his secrets. The three lines show yellow, green, and purple, hinting at his separate lives. Yellow represents himself as Adrien, mainly because of his yellow hair. Green is obviously him as Cat Noir, and purple shows how he is still under some control of Hawkmoth, his father. This is another very cool detail. I will not be surprised if by the end of season 6, Adrien starts wearing a new shirt without the purple line to symbolize his moving on from his father. His shoes are probably the biggest change. They're now completely white to complement his white overshirt. His hair is also less fluffy, and again, I did not care for his new face design. His outfit feels very casual, but some details keep it unique to Adrien, so I will rate it an 8 out of 10. One character's design I was not expecting to love was Nino's. Nino's a chill guy who just likes to vibe and listen to music, and this is definitely represented well in his outfit. He looks way more comfortable in a hoodie and sweatpants, which makes me wonder why he just wasn't always wearing this to begin with. Nino must have found more bracelets because he's wearing a lot more now. His headphones have less design on them, but since they kept the orange, I think this is a good compromise. Now, his headphones feel like they are part of his character. He's still got his glasses and red hat, which balance out the bright red shoes on his feet. I can't tell if the eye design on his hoodie is supposed to represent something or not. Maybe one of you can let me know. I'm genuinely curious why they chose this design. The one thing I'm most grateful that they did not change was Nino's face. Nino has always had a larger nose compared to everyone else. While this keeps him from being conventionally attractive, I think it looks good for him. I think that everyone looks too pretty now. They erased everyone's flaws, which resulted in just every character having the same face. Nino does not fall into this category. While he does look more mature, his face has kept the same Nino look as before, and I just really appreciate that. So I give Nino an 8 out of 10. I am so happy they changed Sabrina. Literally any change would be an improvement because of how hard it is to look at her original design. Everything about her original outfit just screamed ugly. I don't mean to upset the few Sabrina fans out there, but the girl was overdue for an upgrade. Thankfully, she's finally got one. It looks like they were wanting to lean into the timid shyness and nerdiness by designing her to look more like a librarian. This fits her well because she's clearly book smart enough to have gotten Chloe to pass without anyone noticing. They kept her plaid vest but made it more v-neck so that there's room for her neck bow. Her shorts are now pants and they got rid of those atrocious socks. Her hair is so much better too. Bangs look really good on Sabrina. Her whole face is more appealing to look at. Her glasses stand out last, and this might be the only time I am in full support of a character's model being redone. She looks a lot prettier, but not too different that it doesn't look like Sabrina. This redesign must have been the hardest to accomplish, so I congratulate the designers on this one. This is also one of the few characters whose outfit has nothing to do with their hero form. Sabrina is the holder of the dog Miraculous, and there's nothing I noticed that stands out that's dog related. I think she looks good, so I give Sabrina a 9 out of 10. Julica's changes made her unrecognizable. Since she is meant to be a shy rock girl, they of course had to cover her face and give her ripped leggings. While I can't say the original design was bad, this new design makes the original look incredibly boring. Julica still has a self-containing demeanor, but no longer looks like her shyness controls her. While her hair still covers her face, she has a confident green splash of lipstick to show her newfound confidence. Her new shirt looks more natural for her. I find it interesting that they didn't give her some sort of ripped pants like before. Either way, her purple pants go great with her purple gradient hair. A lot of you might not agree, but I really don't like this lipstick that Julica has on. It's just so bright compared to everything else. mouse. Maybe if they darkened it, it would be a little bit more bearable, but I really like the rest of new Julica, so I'm giving her an 8 out of 10. There is so much to say about Rose. They changed so much with her. First, I want to acknowledge how Rose is the most similarly themed to her Miraculous design. Rose and Pigella share so many similarities that pink is basically her personality on both sides of her double lives. With that being said, normal Rose looks really good in pink. She's meant to be a positive mindset and always cheerful. I guess that means acting younger than you are. Her hair was already short, but they shortened her hair more and gave her a headband. She has a cute pink jacket and a more realistic pink skirt. Her leggings now go all the way down to her pink shoes. My favorite detail in this design was giving Rose makeup. I honestly think this design is amazing. This might be my favorite redesign yet. There's so many unique details specific to Rose that I gotta give her a 10 out of 10. Another surprising fix was done with Mileena. Since her main characteristic is saving the environment, they went the hippie route and gave her a really colorful design. Her socks look to be made out of recycled socks. She now wears overalls, which fixes her figure really well. On said overalls is the Dove piece, for obvious reasons. Her hair has also changed from stringy braids to a nice flowy style. She still has her bandana, but it takes up a lot less headspace ratio. The best part of her design is definitely the amount of accessories she has on. They mentioned in earlier seasons how she used to wear buttons to show things she was afraid of.
Look, I have a badge for my fear of water, one for my fear of bees.
But now it seems to have flipped, unless she's afraid of Ladybug and other things. Her buttons now represents things she supports most. I really like this detail. It's honestly the most unique detail in any of these designs. No one really has a backstory for their clothing, other than Mileena of all people. There's just so much thought put into everything Mileena is wearing, and it all reflects her character so well that I have to give Mileena a 10 out of 10. Alex's design as Bonnex is one of my favorites, so it's a shame that her regular outfit looks so bad. They hardly made any changes from the original, and honestly, that's a shame because Alex really needed some new threads. Since she is a sporty teen who loves being athletic, they gave her ripped jeans, sneakers, and a hat. Her clothes are somewhat mismatched, but they kept her color palette simplified to the green, pink, and black. I think her lower half is fine. The shoes and ripped pants work well. It's her torso half that I'm concerned about. Maybe one of you knows the answer, but why does she have a snake pattern on her sleeves? If this is supposed to be a hint to her Miraculous, it doesn't work since she is the holder of the bunny. Maybe she was actually meant to be the holder of the snake Miraculous since it is also time travel themed. It's a theory, but I just don't like it. Alex is a great holder of the bunny Miraculous. Her snake sleeves just don't make sense. Even if they aren't meant to symbolize anything, I still don't like the pattern it creates on the sleeves. Same thing goes for her adult version tattoos. Her entire outfit is more or less just blank, and then all of a sudden there are green stripes on her arms. Since she is sporty, why not give her a sports jacket or something? Her design just feels really flat, and a coat of sorts would give her a lot more volume. Alex is such a cool character, so I feel bad that I have to rate her so low. Her design is gonna get a 3 out of 10. Who would have guessed that they made a smart looking character also a cool looking character? Max got a pretty interesting change this season. While he's the same basics going for him, like the suspenders, green shirt, and glasses, the smaller details have really made a big difference for him. They changed his green polo into a green sweater, and his weird pants into some nice khakis. His suspenders match along with his watch. Before, his glasses made him look like a nerd, but not now. They made him look smart, and I think that's the biggest change here. In previous seasons, Max was reduced to the nerd character, who just knew numbers and calculations and mentioned them for no reason.
Max, you're the greatest genius the world has ever seen.
Only up to 99.86%.
His character was very flat and reduced to nothing but a couple jokes. New Max does not give off that vibe anymore. He doesn't even feel like a stereotypical nerd despite having those qualities. Max is smart, and they are finally treating him like the intelligent guy that he is. With all that being expressed as simple character design, I have to give the new Max a 10 out of 10. I was not much of a fan for Luca's original design, but this new design, I'm definitely not a fan of. Luca is meant to be a free spirit character who interprets the world through music and expression. It makes sense for his design to have a lot of noticeable splashes of personality as seen in his original design. Unfortunately now, all those small details have been scrubbed away in order for all of Luca's colors to match accordingly. He looks so basic now. His shoes are bland, his accessories are bland, his shirt is bland. They even made his roll-up sleeves less detailed. Once again, I have to call out his new character model. Why does he look like a Barbie doll? I get that maybe his old model was outdated, but this is seriously the best we can do. This might just be the biggest downgrade of them all. New Luca gets a 2 out of 10. I don't understand what it is the Bee Miraculous holders that makes them feel inclined to look like the Bee, outside of being in hero form, because both Chloe and Zoe refuse to wear anything but black and yellow. The outfit changes made to Zoe are similar to the ones they actually made for Marinette. They changed her pants into a shorter skirt, but let her keep her black stockings. She still has a black jacket and a white shirt with a pink flower on it. They removed her blue beanie, but kept the blue color in her hair by giving her a Harley Quinn highlight. This works great at balancing out the pink flower and colorful shoes she has on. I think they make her look just enough bee-themed where it is noticeable, but not overwhelming. Her stockings have the faint stripes, and the yellow skirt creates a pattern with her yellowish hair. hair. Speaking of her hair, I also really like how they fixed it. She has some pulled back and is shorter than before. It looks good. I like Zoe's new look and I'm giving her a 10 out of 10. Alia looks way better. She has gotten a lot of improvements. Her hair is noticeably redder, while her glasses are more thin, making it easier to see her eyes and facial expressions. She kept her orange plaid shirt, but now she rolls up the sleeves and tucks it into her apple bottom jeans. She also has a little fanny pack that matches her outfit. I like this addition. It's similar to Marinette's purse, but a fanny pack matches Alia's aesthetic way better. Her whole vibe is definitely looking more like a reporter than ever before. Her oranges and whites also hint at her color scheme as Reina Rouge. This whole design is so much nicer that I need to give the new Alia a 9 out of 10. Another successful character is Ivan. His design has also greatly been changed for the better. I've talked about Ivan's superhero suit before in another video, and I mentioned how odd his original design looked. It must have been a result of how weird Ivan himself used to look. He's a pretty big guy, and he also looks stocky for some reason. He looked like a short character that they made big. Ivan is meant to be someone who looks tough, but actually cares a lot for others and their well-being. Mileena is always calling him Teddy Bear, and I think that is an accurate description of his character. He too likes to keep to himself, and the way he is always shown wearing black now supports that characteristic. I like how soft his clothing looks. His hoodie and pants almost looks cushiony. They moved his original crossbones up to his new hat and gave him a bull logo to represent how he is the Ox Miraculous holder. I am really glad that they gave him a hat. His hair was interesting, but I could not imagine what a good hairstyle for him would be. All in all, his design is a perfect improvement, and I'm gonna give him an 8 out of 10. Not much has changed with Mark's design, which is disappointing. It definitely looks like the designer team gave him the least amount of attention. The most noticeable change is his overshirt, which I don't really like. He used to wear a red jacket, and I think that matched his aesthetic a bit more, especially with the tie-dye underneath. They thinned his choker and gave him new gloves. His hair is different and definitely something we can deem as an improvement. Mark has also started wearing colorful makeup. It matches his tie-dye, but makes him stand out more as a painter than a writer. His design just feels mediocre, as if he was only ever meant to be seen in the background. Sadly, I'm gonna have to give him a 5 out of 10. You know who looks absolutely stylish? Kagami. She looks so good. It looks like she got a haircut because her hair no longer is shaped like a blueberry. It still looks pretty round, but her bangs are iconic, so it's worth it. She always has this stern look on her face, and her outfit somehow backs it up. Most is relatively the same. Her straight white jacket, along with a red tie and skirt, balance out perfectly with her black stockings and red shoes. Again, her red does align with her design as Ryuko. There's not much else I can really say except that Kagami just looks so prestige and gets a full 10 out of 10. Kim has the most basic personality, and this goes perfect with his basic choice in clothing. Since Kim is meant to be the dumb jock, he's shown in sweatpants and jogger's hoodie. His color design is the same. All they managed to change are the small details shown throughout the design. His face model is pretty consistent. There just isn't much here to work with. His outfit fits him, even though it is not that outstanding. Kim gets a 4 out of 10 for just being boring. With all this talk about basic designs, let's talk about a character who's actually way more interesting now. Nathaniel is the artist of the group, but it was never really shown in his original design. It's hard to say what this style was going for, but artistic was definitely not it. Since they hardly ever used Nathaniel, it's no surprise they put no thought into his design. Now, you can tell the type of person he is just by looking at him. His paint-stained overalls show he loves to work with his hands in creating art, and does not mind getting a little dirty. Although his hair is still long, it covers less of his face, indicating he prefers to keep to himself, but has since come out of his shell a lot since season 1. Nathaniel's new design is perfect for his character. It's unique but also blends in with the cast, just like Nathaniel. So I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10. There was not much to do with Felix. Since he's meant to look rich and important, they gave him a vest and dress shirt with black slacks. I mean, he does look dressed up, but he looks like a fancy waiter. His rolled up sleeves are a nice touch. I'm not sure what else they could have done, so I'm just gonna give Felix a 4 out of 10. And that is all the redesigns for the main cast. There are plenty of other characters who look brand new as well, but for now, this is all we've really gotten to see. I'm excited to see how these characters act in universe with their new designs, but I want to know what you all think. Do you like these designs as much as I do, or would you prefer the old ones instead? Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more miraculous content.